Well, because of where we are at right now with our US election, we are literally days away from one of the biggest days of our entire life in 2024, and it's going to determine a big portion of our future. Well, in light of that, I wanted to really focus today's broadcast on part of our history, because I think there is so much knowledge that can be found in our history that can predict the winners of today. And I don't mean the winners of the election. I mean those heroes of today who we should be standing with, because history, I don't believe, is going to look very well on the Kamala and Biden administration and all the crap that the Democrats are doing right now. I think history is going to really frown on a lot of that. And I think the heroes in the end are going to be the Elon Musks, the Donald Trumps, the RFKs, and the Tulsi Gabbard and the Lisa Havens of the world, who are doing everything in their power to stop this tyranny from rising. And that is if we prevail, right? But I want to start first with this article from Rush Limbaugh. God bless his heart. He's obviously passed away a while back. But this is an article on his old website, rushlimbaugh.com. And it's titled, My Father's Speech, The Americans Who Risked Everything. And this is really about our founding fathers, how they gave everything to make our country what it is today. And they committed very treasonous acts, by the way, in order to accomplish that. And at the time, these guys were massively targets of the British Empire there. But take a listen to what happened to some of our Declaration of Independence signers, and it states, of those 56 who signed the Declaration of Independence, 9 died of wounds or hardships during the war. 5 were captured and imprisoned, in each case with brutal treatment. Several lost wives, sons, or entire families. 1 lost his 13 children. 2 wives were brutally treated. All were, at one time or another, the victims of manhunts and driven from their homes. 12 signers had their homes completely burned. 17 lost everything they owned, yet not one of them defected or went back on their pledge or word. Their honor and the nation they sacrificed so much to create is still intact. And finally, there is the New Jersey signer, Abraham Clark. He gave 2 sons to the Office Corps in the Revolutionary Army. They were captured and sent to that infamous British prison hulk afloat in New York Harbor, known as the Hell Ship Jersey, where 11,000 American captives went to die. The younger Clarks were treated with such a special brutality because of their father. One was put in solidarity and given no food. With the end almost in sight, with the war almost won, no one could have blamed Abraham Clark for acceding to the British request when they offered him his son's lives if he would recant and come out for the king in Parliament. The utter despair in this man's heart, the anguish in his very soul, must reach out to each one of us down through 200 years with his answer, no. The 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence proved by their every deed that they made no idle boast when they composed the most magnificent curtain line in the history. And for the support of this declaration, we affirm reliance on the protection of the divine providence. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. And I wanted to start with that because these are some people, 56 of our signers of the Declaration of Independence put everything on the line. And I mean everything on the line. Their families were targeted. Their children were targeted. Their lives were targeted. They were told to recant and go back to praising Britain. And they didn't do it. History obviously looks very well on these men, even though they were treated with such brutality after doing what they did. If we look forward to today and see the attacks that are happening, it's not on the Democrat masses, by the way, the ones who are unfortunately being sought out by the globalist or British regimes of the world and the radical leftist progressives, the ones who are being scoured off the internet and kicked off of online and suppressed are conservatives and libertarians, those who believe in freedom. These are the very same people that these leftists are constantly falsely accusing us of being radicals and racists and xenophobics, which has nothing to do. They are constantly trying to divide us. I love everyone, no matter what color of skin you are. I love everyone, no matter what religion you are, no matter what sex you like or don't like. I love you. I don't care if you're a homosexual or a heterosexual. I just don't care. I love you all the same. And that's the thing. They constantly want to pit us against each other. But who were the heroes that we talk about today? They were the signers of our Declaration of Independence, and they suffered. Who else is suffering today? Probably some of the worst suffering that I've seen is Donald J. Trump, Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, and Robert F. Kennedy, RFK Jr. These are the four most targeted people by those on the left. I don't see any kind of mass negativity happening so much against, say, the likes of Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Kamala Harris. No, pretty much every other article on mainstream media has some negative connotation and lie about Donald J. Trump, and might I even say Elon Musk. They tried to keep both Donald Trump and RFK off the ballot. They are still trying to jail Donald J. Trump, and who the hell knows what they're going to attempt to do with Elon Musk in the very near future. But these people are all about the freedom of the United States of America, and they're the ones that are risking their lives. This is one of the reasons why some of the Christian side, and I am a Christian, gets me so upset. They're like, oh, Elon Musk is not for us. I don't care if he's a Christian or not. Not my point. Yeah, I don't agree with some of the stuff he does. I sure the hell don't agree with everything Trump does either, right? I don't agree with everything RFK does, but I'm going to support them where they support us. And these guys are putting their lives on the line. And hell, I didn't support everything the signers did, right? But I support them in that and other areas. But here's where we're at. These people are giving everything. But you want to know what is really destroying our country? This massive amount of government and control that they're forcing on these populations. This is nothing that our signers would have ever agreed with. You want to know how many actual rules and regulations our federal agencies have? Like, this is going to drop your jaw to the floor. This is nothing compared to the old British Empire, right? We make them look like nothing. Right? Nothing, right? So how many rules and regulations do these agencies has? And this is on Forbes, right? And if you scroll down right here to total rules, I'm going to look at that aisle right there, go all the way down to total rules. Since 1995, 88,899 rules. Whew. Or it's massively increased since 1995, but 88,899 as of, I think, 2016. And that number is a lot higher. What the hell happened to our country? What the hell happened? You know what else breaks my heart is the fact that we have one of the most biggest incarceration rates in all of the world. In all the world. Look, I'm all for supporting our police officers. I'm in on that. But we have too many laws today on the books that pretty much anybody can go to jail for anything they want. It's insane. It is insane. I mean, to be very blunt with you, there are not more crimes happening today. That is not what is going on. What is happening is you can be convicted today more than ever before because of all these rules and regulations that we have, which brings me to this next point. We have the highest incarceration rate, mass incarceration, the whole pie in 2024. This is March 14th, 2024, and here's what it says. Further complicating matters is the fact that the U.S. doesn't have one criminal legal system. Instead, we have thousands. We have a federal one, a state one, a local one, and tribal one. Together, these systems hold over About 2 million people, 1.9 million people in 1,566 state prisons, 98 federal prisons, 3,116 local jails, 1,323 juvenile correction facilities, 142 immigration detention facilities, and 80 Indian County jails, as well as military prisons, civil commitment centers, state psychiatric hospitals, and prisons in U.S. territories. And it costs you a good old whopping $182 billion. And here's this nice little chart here. How many people are locked up in the U.S.? The U.S. locks up more people per capita than any other nation at the staggering rate of 583 persons per 100,000 residents. Maybe there's a problem with our massive amounts of rules and regulations and laws. And every day we don't have a Congress pulling that back, right? In fact, we have them building more three-letter agencies and more. And the solution is always more control over everything you do. It is. Let's create an agency for this. Let's create an agency for that until we have a government so large that you and I and business owners don't really employ anyone anymore. The U.S. government is the largest employer right now in the United States of America. This is supposed to be businesses and small businesses giving American jobs, not this massive government who ain't doing a damn job at all. Whether you're Republican or conservative, you're doing a sucky job, both sides of the fence, to be honest. But there are some people out there who are willing to change and stand in the gap, just like our founding fathers did. And again, Elon Musk, right, is one of those. Elon Musk wants to slash 80% of the government. I'd work with Trump. I'd do it. And this is why Trump put him on the team, because we're recklessly spending so much freaking money, causing our inflation to go up, because that's what does it. It's always the government mass spending that does it. That is why we have inflation. Short story on that, but that is it. And he's saying, I need to fix the government, cut our spending because we're trillions of dollars in debt. This is a problem. And guess what? He becomes one of the most wanted men by those on the far left and by the globalists and Democrats. How dare you want to cut spending? And a reason they hate Donald J. Trump, because he wants to cut some of the money from the United Nations. He did it before, right? Get out of the Paris Climate Agreement and some of the other things that's dragging our finances down for no reason at all. So you want to know who the heroes of today are? Just look at who is being massively attacked, who is being massively targeted, what is truly going on, and you'll have your answer. Because at the time, society may not look well on those heroes, but history sure the hell will. Anyhow, I wanted to bring that to you. I know we have the election coming up. Please make sure you're voting early. Vote now, vote when you can, and get that vote in. I love you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.